Hi and welcome to Scott's Inverts. I'm Scott. These are the inverts. If you're new, hit that subscription button. We bought a friend's collection because a friend of mine unfortunately is leaving the hobby due to personal reasons. So we kind of bought some of the spiders off them. A Lividus is the first one up. Now this one does not need rehousing. Plenty of air holes there, and as you can see, plenty there, plenty across here. And that's a good depth of 4 or 5 inches of substrate. The actual spider is ½ inch. You do get a glimpse of her sitting on the top. Every now and again you have to be really quiet and turn the lights off and all the rest of it, and then she will actually come out. Now the second one we're not rehousing is in here. This is a Psalmopoeus Myrnia, the Venezuelan sun tiger. Now the reason we are not rehousing this girl is because she actually molted on the same day she was dropped off. So she's going to stay in here, she's going to harden up. I'm going to make sure, see her drink some water and take down some food before we even consider taking her. And she's that fresh in molt. Her fangs are actually still white, so I'm just going to leave her over there and she'll be completely fine. Now the third one that we're not rehousing today is, and typical, I can't find it for love nor money. Let's have a quick look inside there. No. Found it. Is that one? That's a Damon Medius, a female. We have kept these in the past as sub-adults and adults. They can live up to around 2 years. We've actually bred these in the past as well as. I absolutely love them. So does the wife. So this one currently is not the best of setups, but you know, it's good. It's okay. We've got this much, plenty of substrate and a water layer in this container, and then plenty of hiding spaces inside there for the Damon Medius. So I'm quite happy in leaving this one for a week or two till we get better setup. Now when I say better setup than this, I'm just talking about a glass enclosure, something more aesthetically pleasing for ourselves, and that's it. Now the ones that do need rehousing, we just get the lid on that one for you. These are actually how they come. So we've got a Brachypelma hormori, and let me just show you her. Look, supposedly female, but we'll tell more from a molt. Yes, we can look eventually, and she does look female-ish, but the only real way to tell is through the molt. But just look at those legs. Absolutely stunningly beautiful. So we're going to rehouse her today. Get that leg back in there, madam. We also got a very timid avicularia. Please do not jump when I show people at home. But there's the little pink toe again. Probably a large juvenile, maybe a sub-adult there. But she's absolutely beautiful. You'll be able to see those colours when we get the lights on her and things like that. Now the other one is probably 2 molts off being adult, I'd say. So in the next molt, this one will be sub-adult. This is a Chilibachius Kian Kraken, so from the Kian Kraken National Park. Look how beautiful that one is. I'm a little bit nervous with this one because these are old world and they can be rather fast, rather aggressive. So we're just going to put the lid back on that one for now, I think, and yeah, make sure it's all clicked in, that's for sure, and crack on with the rehousing of these spiders. Let me know downstairs how much you think that we paid for all of these, the Damon Medius, the Lividus, the other 4 spiders, and at the end of the video we'll tell you exactly what we paid. It does pay to know more people locally, because when somebody comes up to selling their collection, they will message you first. Anyway, let's crack on and rehouse these 3 spiders into better accommodation. So what we're doing now is setting up for our Kian Kraken. The soil that we're putting in now is just Westland's topsoil. And the actual tub that we're using is one of the cereal tubs with a little poppable lid, just like so, that opens and closes. We've put some air holes, as you can see, in the sides, and that's going to be completely fine for now. The reason I say for now is because give her another molt, she's going to be a sub-adult, and we are going to be looking at upgrading her into a permanent glass tank, so her forever home. But until that time comes, she'll be absolutely lovely and feeling fantastic in here. So we're halfway there, so I'm going to quickly top it up to where we need it to be, and then bring you guys right back. So we are there. We're at a point now where we've got enough substrate in there. I'm going to look at this smaller end because, again, they like that claustrophobic kind of feeling. I'm just going to do a little starter burrow. Now when you put the substrate in, every inch, just give it a very gentle pat down. The harder you make that substrate, the harder the spider's going to have to burrow through it and work through it. So remember, you want to pat it down, but you also want to leave it loose enough for our spider to actually be able to work easily through it, but strong enough and patted down enough that when it creates a burrow, it doesn't fall apart. One of the things I like about Westland's topsoil is it actually holds shape pretty well. Water dish going in. Let's bury that a little bit. Now, the moss in the background is already nice and damp. Moss is fantastic. What moss it does is it holds 8 times its own weight in water. So for humidity, we're absolutely fantastic. The Westmorelands, if it feels damp, you're all right. If it is not damp, you want to add some more water. Now there is our female Chilibrachius Kraken. So what I'll do is I'll lift you up so you can see from the top going down and show you our female going into the enclosure. Now there we are, looking from the top straight down now. Got all the moss coming down there. That little starter burrow just here. And our water dish. Now what I like to do with an old world species, because they can be quick, and not only that, the venom tends to be a lot more potent than the new worlds. So I put them in like so, and I like just to cover that section there. What this does is I like to think our female can come from here, just go underneath there and feel at home. So I'm going to leave her like that, and when she's out and in, I'll bring you guys back so we can see. And we'll just pull out this now because she's in. She is in there. And she's just down there. Looking absolutely beautiful. Look, stunningly beautiful spider. All the way from the Kraken National Park. Looks beautiful. So that is one of our spiders done. Again, this spider will be in there for probably one more molt, and then it will be time to take her out and actually rehouse her into a permanent home. So the next one we're going to be doing is the avicularia, which is this stunner. I mean, they don't really burrow as such, but I like to give all species an opportunity to burrow a little bit, and I have found with a lot of the arboreal species, they will get to the bottom of their cork bark tube and do a little burrow or make a little burrowed out section. So that's what I like to try and attain in all the enclosures that we do for our arboreals. We have got some of the cork bark, so I am literally going to push that in like so. That is looking pretty epic. And just chuck a load of the soil around the base of that. And we're going to go for a couple of options. So I'm going to put another piece in, kind of opposite. Now the reason I wanted it to create it like this is because it gives her the opportunity to come down there, or hopefully what I'm hoping for is that she actually webs up all this area here and creates a beautiful den here, and she'll be all webbed up here. That's literally what I'm hoping will happen. Now if I can find my bag of moss, that's some moss. So we're going to put some of this in right now. Whoa, look at that. Something, I don't know what it is with moss, but there is something just so special about that colour of the green and the way it grows, and I don't know, I like it. I like moss a lot. So I'm going to put some over there. Especially how you can just get a piece like this, tear it, and it just carries on growing. It's completely fine. And we're going to put some just there also. And there. And what I might do is try with a piece of moss just there also, so then she's got the opportunity of going from a higher humidity area to still humid over here, but it's not going to be as humid as with that moss just there. And that is the enclosure. I think this is a 20 tall by 15 across. If it's not, I'll let you know down in the comments or down in the description. But again, I'll pull you over and we'll have a look from the top looking down and watch our spider go into the enclosure. So this is our enclosure from the top. You see what I mean? So it can go in and hopefully web up here and come over to there and create like a web castle over there. Or again, it's got the option of going, that's not in properly, get that another push down, that's better. Got the option of going into a humidity area or a slightly higher humidity area. Now again, that substrate's nice and moist, and so is the moss, so I'm not going to worry too much about spraying. And we are just trying to get our spider to pop in there. Look, how beautiful is she? She's absolutely gorgeous. Just look. A little stunner. So again, I like to just leave the spider alone, let her go in by herself, and then we'll come back to her. And she's in. And looking absolutely beautiful. And the avics though, just a beautiful species. The avics are, I think, very gentle, heavy webbers, beautiful, beautiful spider. Very chuffed to have an avic back in the collection. We actually bred these probably about 6 years ago now. So it'd be nice to grow this one up to adult female, which I think probably another molt. And she will be an adult female, and we'll be able to find a mature male and hopefully get another breeding on the go. Just look at her paws. The beautiful hairs almost look soft to touch, don't they? But those paws just absolutely finish this spider off. What an absolutely beautiful, beautiful spider. And again, forgive me for all this background stuff at the moment. That is going to change in the next week or two. So please just bear with. But yeah, absolutely gorgeous. Shall we crack on now and also rehouse our Homori? So now we're going to do our Homori. This is a little exoterra. We actually picked this up for a tenner at a car boot sale the other Sunday. I was well happy. I think it was about the only actual thing we actually bought from that car boot. So we're going to go in straight away with a little hide. Now, as you see already, the substrate in there is nowhere near as damp as what it was in the previous one, because this is Brachypelma. They like it a little bit drier. Not too happy with the way that was then, so we're going to reposition it. That's better. So she's got some room. Dig out the burrow a little bit for her. That's better. I'm going to spin it around. See what I mean? So now she can get in and out perfectly fine. Absolutely awesome stuff. Do need a water dish, so let me find it. And that was just a split second for you, about 5 minutes for me. Now we're going to put the water dish in there, top it up, and away we go. Now what I do like to do with the Brachypelmas is when we top the water dish up, just overfill it a little bit, just so they've got a bit of humidity in there on top of the water dish. And that is that for her. Absolutely perfect. So here she is, a New World species again, looking absolutely stunning. She will grow to twice that size at least. So what do you do if you find yourself in an emergency and you packed your paintbrushes away somewhere when you've moved house, you've got no idea where they are? Well, we can, if we have to, use the back of the tongs. Now ideally I'd like just to leave this in there kind of like that, but there's not really much room for this cricket tub to go in there and for the spider to come out. So we're just going to angle it up like so, and then just push against her bum. Now that's tapping. You don't want to be doing that. I am literally just touching her bum ever so gently and just pushing her forward by about 1 millimeter, just so she feels uncomfortable. You have to be really, really gentle if you're using the back end of a pair of tongs. But look, in she goes. Go on, Baba. In you go. My word. I don't say so myself. She is. Oh, look. Stunningly beautiful spider. Absolutely awesome. Just look at her. Is she going to go in that? Kind of half expecting her to, well, I'm not half expecting to her, it'd just be nice to see her disappear straight into there, wouldn't it? Oh, well, she's absolutely stunningly beautiful. Again, you know, let me know down in those comments how much you think I paid for the spiders, as well as that arachnid, the Damon Medius, in the comments, and I'll let you know at the end of the video. But that is our last one that we're going to rehome today, or rehouse today. Absolutely beautiful. While we're talking about buying people's collections and rehoming and rehousing and all that type of stuff, just want to put this lid on. If you ever come into a position where you find yourself needing to rehome an animal pretty quickly, get in touch with myself. We have got friends family all over the UK that are willing to rehome just about anything with no questions asked. I just thought I'd put that one out there just in case anybody's in a bit of trouble. But don't worry, we can certainly rehome animals all across the UK and certain parts of the world. It's absolutely beautiful here. Oh, I love this hobby. Boom! So that was picking up, or but having dropped off anyway, a collection of spiders that we bought from a friend that has left the hobby. We actually dropped on real lucky. We actually paid £80 for all of those spiders. Sometimes it happens, it does happen, and you've just got to look there, and you've just got to be looking on the groups, on Pre-Loved, on Gumtree, on anything, and just every day kind of put into Google tarantulas for sale across the UK, and you've got to be chatting to people all the time, especially people that are local, and you will get some fantastic deals. Fortunately for us with this collection, it was only a couple of spiders, but we only paid £80, so I'm really obviously quids up if you wanted to sell them. He knows full well I will not sell them, they'll be staying here, and he also knows full well that when he gets back into spiders in a year or two, if he wanted to buy them back, he certainly will be able to. But for now, they're here. They're all looking pretty damn cool and epic and healthy. More importantly, very healthy. Having this shed has made such a bigger difference to my spider life. It's crazy, and I highly suggest, if you've got a back garden, either put in a wooden shed in, or if you've got access to a brick one, just go ahead and do the same thing that we've done. It is expensive, I'm not gonna lie, but you can do little bits week by week or month by month, and if that's your dream, start building it, start doing it, start getting there. This place has literally been a 7-year dream of mine, is to set up this shed. I am in talks with a local drug support community about bringing some of the guys that are going through detox and what have you into this room to take their minds off it for a little while. So hopefully that'll happen in the next couple of months. Obviously when it does, I will not be able to show you guys, because it's obviously they'll be classed as service users, so basically like an inpatient at a hospital. So you can't go into a hospital and film people that are in treatment, just in the same way that I won't be able to here. But I'm going to respect that. That's not what it's about. It's more about of putting something back into that community that I took so much out of 10+ years ago. Anyway guys, thank you all so much for watching. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscription button. We've got some pretty cool stuff coming up. There's a giveaway coming up pretty soon. Also, I have got an enclosure here that I've got to do a review on as well. So it is one of the enclosures that was given to me to review, because this person is buying them from China and wants to see if they're any good or not, and there's going to be full permission to do a video on it. And he also said, Scott, I know what you said before, if it's rubbish you're going to tell everybody at home, and I certainly will. And that's what I said to him. I said, anytime anybody gives me anything to review, just because it's free, I cannot put it out there and say this is amazing, because I've seen it all before, you know, on TikTok as well as on YouTube. You go, oh, this is absolutely amazing, so you go and buy one, and when you get it home, because that person's getting commission or getting more of whatever it is for free, not necessarily spider animal related, they kind of big it up and all the rest of it just to sell it. Not on this channel. If it's crap, I'm going to tell you at home, it is crap, it is no good. If it's got any faults, I'm also going to show you guys every single fault on that product as well as, but if it's pretty good and it's got some epic points, then we're going to show you those and really point them out and go for it, because I'm in the position of wanting to support other people that I feel confident and positive in, not just because they've got some sort of a financial reward coming back towards the channel. I want to make sure we support the right people. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. It really does mean a lot to me that you've watched the whole video also, and if you have, let me know down in those comments, because you, Sunshine or Sunshine S, are absolutely special. And as always, we shall see you again on the next one.